We are hitting the red button. Punch that freaking red button. Let's go. Hit the red button. Go live. Red button. We're going live. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. How's it going, everybody? Here we go. Should be fired up. Should have the music going. We've got all avenues going. YouTube, Facebook, Mixer, Periscope, Twitch. And today we are talking all about YouTube collaboration. And just streaming collaboration, creator collaboration, working together with other creators to share audience, to cross-promote each other, and to grow on YouTube and on all of these different platforms. How are you guys doing today? It's good to see Echo Gaming and Coolda Gaming in chat. So we got some gaming people here looking to find out how to better collaborate. I've got an epic live stream lined up for you guys today. And if you guys are not already familiar with me, hi. My name's Andrew Awall. I'm the co-founder of the largest gaming network on YouTube. I've produced over 5,000 videos with my team on YouTube that have got over 1 billion views, and I'm YouTube certified, and I'm here to help you become more successful through online video and to grow your online business. That's what these live streams are all about. Everybody in chat, let me know how it looks and sounds. Let me know if everything looks up to par. I think it should. I did some improvements here to the setup, so it should be looking good. Late sleeper, what's going on? So YouTube collaboration, creator collaboration is extremely difficult to pull off, as you guys know. And the review is happening today for Late Sleeper, as you can see right here from friends on YouTube. So, Saeed, it's good to see you on Periscope as well. And yeah, that's it. So we're going to talk about collaboration first, then we are going to get into a channel review for one of my new patrons, Late Sleeper right up here, who became one of my patrons, and we've got a legendary channel review for you. But here's the real challenge with collaboration. It is hard to find good creators to collaborate with. I've got some solutions for you guys that you can learn from, and I think that you can save a lot of time if you go to the right communities, and if you end up selecting the right opportunities and being more careful with how you approach other creators rather than just going into it blindly. And a lot of the time, collaborations take more time than your normal content that you're doing. And so this is something that I want to address, where you can come up with a time-effective, cost-effective, if you will, because your time and your money are your two resources to spend. So I'm going to teach you guys how to save time through collaborations at the beginning of the stream. And the other part is, who knows if your stream is even going to, or the collaboration's even going to grow either of your channels? Is it even worth your time at all? And so that's what this stream is all about. You like my live videos? It's good to see you, Ravindra Dutt. It's great to see you, Jaysean1738 in chat. Wonderful to see you as well. So we're gonna address all three of these at the beginning of the stream today. And then we're gonna dive into a channel review for Late Sleeper. And of course, I'm gonna answer as many of your questions as I possibly can in this hour. We good to go, friends? Are we ready to get into it? Let's freaking go. And while we're at it, I'm gonna go ahead and copy the link to this tweet and go ahead and share or like or comment on this tweet. You don't have to retweet it if you don't want to, but I'm posting it into all of my chats. Help us get the word out. Let's help a lot of creators collaborate, because I think there's major opportunities to punch through the YouTube algorithm, to punch through the Twitter and Facebook algorithm, to help people get to the top on Twitch and on Mixer by collaborating with each other. I feel like collabs happen, you know, too far and few between. And I've facilitated a lot of collaborations on TGN channels. I don't know if you knew this, but all of the TGN channels that we're operating are operated by our partners in our network and are operated by people that we found on the interwebs and on the internet to get them to collaborate together. So the writers, the editors, the people starring and hosting in these videos, even the channel managers on our TGN channels are all partners. And so I've got a lot of experience, really thousands of experiences, bringing creators together to get them to collaborate in a successful way that can grow an online business. And so that's what we're going to talk about right now. Are you guys ready? Me just joined. What's going on? Gamer Turk is here as well. What's up, Gamer Turk? Wonderful to see all of you guys on this Friday. Let's freaking go. So here's the first thing that we talked about here in our tweet. The first challenge is finding good creators. So there's a couple different ways to find good creators to work with right here. And the number one way to do that is to go ahead and just take a look at other creators within your niche on YouTube that you like. And so go ahead, watch their videos, go ahead and search within your niche. Let's say you're doing Clash of Clans, and go find other creators that you actually like and you actually enjoy watching their content, and just comment on their content and engage with their content. Let's say that you really, really like Clash bashing. Go ahead and just comment on his videos, participate in his live streams, and just be a part of that person's community first. The same thing can be done when you're looking for somebody on Twitter, for example. You can search on Twitter for Clash of Clans, and you can find similar on Twitter. You can find similar creators to yourself on Twitter. You can go ahead and select by people, and you can find creators that are engaging with Clash of Clans as a keyword, or that have Clash of Clans as one of their top keywords in their profile. And notice how when I search Clash of Clans, here's a creator, here's a wiki, here's a shoutouts account, here's a tutor that can teach you about Clash of Clans, here's another YouTuber with 420 subs. Go ahead and find one of these creators and this doesn't have to be Clash of Clans, this can be any topic that you guys are covering. Just read their tweets and engage with their tweets that you find to be engaging or not. So the whole point of what I just told you just now is, it may seem obvious to a lot of you guys, but a lot of you will go in with a hard sell on getting people to collaborate with you. Your first contact with them is telling them, let's collab and let's grow together. And that is not the way to get people to collaborate with you or to get people to respond to you at all. Watch their content, engage with their socials, and actually participate as a member of their community first by searching for them on Twitter and searching for them on YouTube, and warm up that relationship before you end up trying to sell them on collaborating with you. This is critically important. Think about it just like real life, right? If somebody just randomly came up to you while you're walking down the street and they said, buy my product, are you gonna buy their product? No. If somebody just randomly came up to you at your job and you said, yo, do this project with me, you're like, who are you? Like, these are real people. You need to interact with them in the same way that you would introduce yourself at a party or in real life. These are real people that you need to build real relationships with, and make sure that the way that you build that relationship is organic. And so Twitter and YouTube are going to be the best ways for you to find the right people and to begin engaging with them and just talking with them about your shared interest. That is one of the critical things. So let's say your shared interest is Clash of Clans. Then go ahead and start building a community or start building relationships with people within that niche, and find who really connects with you and really likes your sense of humor. And those are the people that you're going to have a more organic relationship with, that you're going to have a more natural connection with. And therefore the collaboration opportunities will come out of that. So the common interest is absolutely critical. And that's why I recommend you search for people with that common interest first, and then you just connect around that common interest before you just punch in there with the cold call. You punch in there with the collab. You say, yo, let's share subs. Let's grow each other's channel. Let's go. Guess how often that works? Less than 10% of the time does that work. Okay, so let's say you've tried that and nobody's responding to you. You're doing something wrong. Okay, but let's say that is the case. You're being weird, okay? You're not being relatable. You're not trying to be friendly. You're not trying to make friends. But let's say nobody responds to you properly. There are a number of resources on Reddit as well that you can use to connect with other YouTubers that I want you guys to be aware of. And I'm going to link those to you in chat right now. Okay, so one of the resources you can use is the NewTuber subreddit. This is a subreddit that I participate in all the time. I'm gonna go ahead and link it right now in chat. Check it out, subscribe to it if you're not already. This is the largest group of content creators on the internet, and it is extremely well trafficked. And there's not only new YouTubers in here, there's also experienced YouTubers in here as well. And they have regular collaboration threads, feedback threads, and it's one of the healthiest communities out there on the internet for YouTubers to connect with each other. The NewTuber subreddit, right now there are 126 YouTubers just actively browsing this, and there's 56,000 content creators here. There is an opportunity, like here's a thread right here, to introduce yourself and etc. You can also post here of looking to find people to collaborate with, looking for feedback, looking for pointers, etc. This is one of the best communities and a great way to utilize Reddit to find more people to collaborate with if you are unsuccessful just reaching out to them directly, okay? So the 3 platforms that you want to be using to find the right creators are going to be, first and foremost, are going to be YouTube. Search for the interest and connect with YouTubers related to your interest. Number 2, Twitter. Search that interest on Twitter and find creators related to your interest on Twitter. And number 3, you're going to want to start with the NewTubers subreddit and go ahead and try to find creators through this subreddit. Now, there are other subreddits on YouTube that you can use as well, and you can kind of go from the NewTuber subreddit as a jump off point into those other subreddits. There is the /YouTubers subreddit. There's also a partnered YouTuber subreddit, etc., etc. So you can dive deeper into these other subreddits, but the NewTuber subreddit is by far the most thriving and highest chance opportunity for you to find a creator related to yourself. By the way, who all is joining right now? Eric Rodriguez. It's good to see you in chat on Periscope. By the way, who all's in chat right now who hasn't spoken up? Late Sleeper says cold calls turn you off. Yeah, of course they do. Cold calls turn everybody off, okay? If it's clear to someone, and I'll finish up this point with this. If it's clear to someone that you are only reaching out to them because you have the intention of siphoning their audience for yourself, your only intention is to grow yourself, the only intention is for you to benefit, and you don't actually give 2 craps about that other creator, they're gonna spot you like in a second. So if that is your only intention with collaborating, then you're gonna fail. You're going to turn people off, and you're going to have the opposite effect of what you think that you're going to have. Like, most creators out there that are successful don't just have the ice cold mindset of, I'm gonna steal audience from other people and I'm gonna make this cash, baby. That's not the way YouTube works. That's not the way Twitch works. That's not the way Mixer works. So you have to have the right intentions going into it, or you are going to turn people off in a major way. Spoovy and Bash Muffin are here. What's going on? Clash bashing. Anyone going to collab? Clash bashing says Kappa. So I'm using Clash Bashing as an example because he's one of the bigger Clash tubers, and obviously a lot of people would want to collaborate with him that are in the Clash community. Great. Okay, here's the next part. So there you go, YouTube, Twitter, and Reddit. That's how you use those platforms to find good creators and reach out to them organically and get to know them before you punch them in the face with a sale. Okay, the next part is making sure that that collaboration doesn't take too much of your time. And this is a huge, huge factor. There can be so much back and forth with another creator when you're talking about what you're gonna end up doing together. It can be absolutely ridiculous. Dark Chiron, it's good to see you. You're trying to get ideas on collabing? Gotcha. Beautiful. Use me, Papa. What's cool? So sometimes they take too much time, and this is, there's so much planning that goes into it ahead of time, right? There can be so much direct messaging with the person ahead of time. You hop on Discord and you talk about the video you're going to do, and then you have to work out the technical problems with collaborating with them. And maybe it doesn't work out and you have to reschedule, and it ends up that collaboration you're trying to do with someone ends up taking like 4, 5, 6, 7 times longer than doing a normal video. So are you gonna get the amount of benefit out of that collaboration as doing 5 or 6 videos? That's a calculation that you're going to have to make. And so a way to avoid spending way too much time planning a collaboration with someone, there's a couple simple ways to do that. And I'll use one example that I've done in the past that I brought up many times before, and then I'll talk about an example here. Actually, I'll use Echo Gaming as an example of somebody who's successfully doing collaborations to give you guys ideas. every single collaboration doesn't need to be some custom video. It doesn't need to be something that you're doing only once. It doesn't have to be a one-off collaboration. It can be something that is a part of your normal content schedule, is a part of your normal operations. And so what I can tell you is this. Let me just search up this example that I continually show. This worked years ago, and this will work today as well. And so this example that I'm going to show right here is just me collaborating with a website. This was in 2011. This collaboration method still works. And on a weekly basis, what I would do is I would do a video version of the articles that this website was producing, and I would reference their articles and talk about these news stories and produce the video version of their articles. And in exchange, they would take my video and embed it into their website. And this would be something that we do every single week. So the point of telling you this is, yes, I spent a lot of time figuring out how to do this weekly video collaboration. And by the way, this collaboration got me something like 750,000 views, which 8 years ago was a lot of views. I had to spend a lot of time upfront figuring out how we would collaborate. But I was planning to do a weekly collaboration with them that would benefit us over time as a pair. And so this is something that your upfront investment will be worth it because it's repeatable after that upfront investment. So I would recommend to you guys to stay away from one-off collaborations if you can, and try to plan out weekly collaborations or monthly collaborations or regular collaborations so that if you do spend 5, 10, 20 hours planning what that collab is going to be, it's repeatable, and after the planning is done, the next session maybe only takes an hour of planning, and you can regularly be sharing audiences. And in this example, I was sharing audience with a website, and you guys can steal this idea straight up. Many of you guys have video production skills, all of you guys do, and there are tons of wikis and websites and even subreddits that don't have video production skills, and you can produce videos for them, and in exchange they can embed your content in to their website or their external source. That is one type of collaboration that I was doing on a weekly basis, and it ended up making me the #1 YouTuber for this game early on. Now, another example that I want to show you is what Echo Gaming is doing, which is creating a weekly bit of programming on your channel that allows you to bring in guests on a regular basis. He basically sets himself up for regular collaboration on his channel through his weekly podcast that he does. And with this podcast, he's got, actually, I don't know if the actual, here you go, Springtrap is the name of the series that he does on his channel. And I'll just use Echo as an example because he's my patron and he's here in chat. So he's actually got a series on his channel where he can collaborate with other YouTubers regularly. And he can just plug in other creators into this format anytime he wants. So let's say one of his guests drops out. He can bring in another guest. Let's say he's got one rotating slot on this podcast, and Echo's in chat right now. Feel free to ask him questions about this. But he can swap people out on this podcast to discuss this common topic that they have, this common interest that they have. So new collaborators can constantly come in, and it doesn't require completely coming up from scratch some new collaboration idea regularly. It's, hey, here's the Discord information or whatever. Here's the topics we're going to be talking about. And here's the standard way that this normally goes. You want to join? Great. Bam, you're on the show. And all of a sudden you're collaborating with that other person regularly. So consider creating something like a podcast or a discussion show or a collaborative gameplay effort or a shared recipes or whatever it is, some sort of discussion or culture show that you do on the regular, whether it's monthly or weekly, on your channel, on your stream, on your socials, and you can plug guests in and have a slot that's available for them. And not only are they going to want to get the promotion of being on your show, but this gives them an opportunity to feel like they're a part of a community and that there's a heartfelt kind of connection between them and other people that are in the community. And if you can be the one that can bring people together, if you can be the one that coordinates bringing multiple people together in collaborations regularly, like Echo, does, echoes this guy, oops, he's that guy right there in the corner over there, then you become a community leader. And if you become a community leader, you don't have to reach out to people anymore to get people to collaborate with you. Leaders naturally have people gravitate towards them, and you no longer have to ask people to come to you. You don't have to go look for people on Twitter. You don't have to look for people on YouTube. You don't have to look for people on Reddit. You just become a magnet for other people to come to you. And Echo is one of those people because he facilitates collaborations regularly through programming like this trap show. Okay, so that's another idea for you guys. So let's summarize what we just talked about with taking time. Stay away from, as much as you can, one-off collaboration opportunities, unless you really feel like it's going to have some massive impact. Create regular programming and think of regular ideas that you can repeat weekly, bi-weekly, and monthly to bring other creators into your channel, into your programming, so that you can share audiences with each other and not have to do a one-off video. And here's the other part. Who knows if it will grow your channel? You don't know what the results are going to be ahead of time. So, if you're not doing some one-off video, if you're not doing something that takes an extreme amount of time to produce and to work on, then you don't have to worry about necessarily whether it's going to grow your channel each time, because you're just integrating other creators and other streamers into what you're already doing on YouTube and on Twitch and on Mixer and on your socials. So there's so little risk each time that it's not a problem. It's not something that you need to worry about, okay? Riptide, Hutball, hey, what's up? Good to see you, man. Hutball was an example of getting, this is something I did back in the day with Star Wars The Old Republic collaborations. And I would bring other YouTubers onto my Star Wars The Old Republic streams, and we would play Hutball together, and it'd be something that we regularly did through videos and through streaming content, and that gave me, as a leader in that community, the opportunity to bring people in and to promote them, and in return they were promoting me. So this repeatable collaboration is the strategy that everyone should be using, okay? Cool. I hope that that was very clear. And guys, help me get the word out with this tweet. Go ahead and like, go ahead and share, go ahead and comment, go ahead and hit me up with that right here. And if all a waffle, it's good to see you. Wonderful to see you. Yes, I've got a multi-stream going right now on Twitch, Periscope, Mixer, Facebook, and YouTube. So if any of you guys have questions about your avenues, about how to collaborate, about how to grow your channel, I'm here to help. But next up on the docket, so those were my top tips for collaboration. So please keep that in mind. Stay away from doing those one-off collabs, those one-off videos, and coming up with a super custom idea, unless you can do something that is extremely high production value, something that's extremely unique, something that is the best anybody's ever seen within your niche. Then it's worth doing a one-off video with someone else. But just keep in mind, if that other person doesn't have a significant audience size, then the investment for your time is going to be difficult to justify. So, alrighty then, there you go. Gamer Turk has a comment here. Well, I wish Globku Senpai would notice you in his Sword Art Online content. You being a part of the Sword Art Online Wikia is one of the more knowledgeable people out there. I don't know what to tell you. I think what you should do is direct message Globku. A lot of people don't respond to other people if you kind of turn them off with how you're approaching them. So I'm not saying that that's what you're doing, Gamer Turk. But if you're able to connect with Globku on, say, something that he's interested in about with Sword Art Online, or something that he's talking about on socials, and really engage with him that way, and he gets to like you as a person first, then perhaps the collaboration opportunity would come up after that, and he would feel more natural talking to you about it. I don't know. Here's the question from If All Waffle. How do I get views on streams? That is not a specific enough question for anybody to answer, including me. So maybe you could ask a more specific question. That's like asking, how do I grow my YouTube channel? That's like a 10-hour live stream to help people, or a full channel review to help. But so if you're a Twitch streamer, which I assume if all waffle, you are a Twitch streamer, there's a few primary ways to grow on Twitch that I will tell you about, and then we'll get into this channel review. And some kind of like truths you kind of have to realize about Twitch as a platform, and you just kind of have to embrace it, and there are no shortcuts around it. And we'll get into Late Sleeper's review here in just a moment. But let's talk about just the hard truth about Twitch. And the hard truth about Twitch is that it is the ultimate cutthroat, hierarchical platform that rewards the big guys and punishes the small guys on the platform. And this isn't me villainizing Twitch. This isn't me villainizing the community here. I love Twitch. I think Twitch is a great platform. I think it's a wonderful community. But the bottom line is, it is cutthroat, and it is one of the most difficult platforms to grow on the internet because of the way that content is curated on the platform. So, as you guys know, on Twitch, here at the top are the top streamers. Right up here. And if you're at the top of a particular game, if you're at the top in terms of having the highest number of concurrent viewership, you are going to be acquiring the new viewers that come check out that game. Whereas if you are on the bottom of the list on Twitch, as you guys are well aware, you are buried under mountains and mountains and mountains of other people that are trying to do the exact same thing as you. So how do you go from being one of the bottom people on the list, one of the people getting crushed on Twitch, in order to grow on this list and to chase up the ladder? So there's a couple essential things that you can do to get from the bottom to the top. And these aren't shortcuts. This is just the reality of a hierarchical structure that rewards channels that have more viewership. And the number one way to climb the list is to be live longer and more often than your competitors. That is 90% of what is required to be successful on Twitch. Maybe 80%. We'll say 80% of what's required to be successful on Twitch. The only way that you can climb Twitch is to be live when the other channels drop out, is to be live when the other people turn their stream off, is to be live at crazy hours that other people wouldn't be willing to be live at. And the way that you grow is by picking up the leftovers, essentially, of streams that are here on the next tier. And as soon as these streamers stop going live, that is your opportunity to acquire some of their viewership because you're still live and because you're investing more time. And if you can continue to still be live and continue to grind and continue to engage with chat, then maybe a few hours later, you can acquire some of these viewers, etc., as you climb to the top. That's why most successful Twitch streamers, big Twitch streamers, are single. They are single, or they only have like a girlfriend or boyfriend, and they're not married, essentially. Most of them don't have kids. Most of them don't have a super demanding full-time job either. And it's because success on Twitch is primarily based on the amount of time that you can invest into streaming. That is the number one factor to becoming more successful on Twitch. It just is a fact. Now, that might be obvious to some of you guys. Are there other hacks to get to the top on Twitch? No, there are not hacks. However, there are certain things that you can do to grow on Twitch that can help boost your performance as you're investing more time than your competitors. But the number one fact is, if you're not investing more time than your competitors, you have no chance, period, to exceed your competitors on Twitch. Just straight up. However, there is a way to grow outside of that. There are some ways to grow. And so one of those factors on how to grow is to bring more value than your competitors on Twitch, just like on any other platform. So what do I mean by value? Are you bringing the game to your audience faster than other people? Are you there when Spider-Man launches, right at the second that it launches, with your game fired up as soon as the embargo drops? New is one way to get up the list. Are you better than other people at the game? Best is a way to get up the list. Do you have a bit that you do like Dr. Disrespect or like someone else where you dress up or you do cosplay, or are you extremely attractive, or are you playing some sort of character, or do you have some unique way of interacting with your audience or some unique element of your personality? Unique is a way to climb the list. Also, another way is maybe you're not that interesting as a person, but you're very strategic. Well, yeah, it's great to see you. Maybe you're not that interesting as a person. Maybe you aren't able to be there and right at launches. Maybe you aren't able to be the best at the game, but there are two other ways for people that aren't, let's say, talented as entertainers to grow. And those two ways on Twitch are, and pay attention everybody, because only 1% of people have talent as entertainers to really exceed everyone else. The other people just need to be strategic. And the number one way is to create challenges for you to overcome. To create some sort of challenge or unique adversity that's happening during your stream. Some sort of event. Climbing the ladder in some unique way, using some sort of crazy controller, having some sort of stretch of streaming that you do that's insane, eating a hot pepper after XYZ, blah blah blah, shaving your head if you do such and such, doing 20 push-ups if you don't win, whatever it is. Creating some sort of challenge can make your stream more interesting even if you aren't that talented. Okay, like as an entertainer. And the number two way that you can really grow on Twitch, which even if you're not an entertainer, you can pull off, and almost anybody can pull off, and let's put this one in red, and that is to provide learning value to your audience that others are not providing, that others that are focusing on just being good at the game can do. Learning is something that everybody can do. Everyone can become an expert at a particular game. Everyone can become an expert at something if you invest the time into it. So teaching your audience about that game, teaching your audience the tactics behind it, teaching your audience how to have better, better aim, or better strategy, or better tactics, or better anything related to that game, better control schematics, better anything at all related to that game, anything that is going to help you become better at that game or become better at that common interest, that is a way to climb. So these two things that I've listed right here are the two ways that you guys can grow on Twitch or on Mixer or with any live streaming strategy that requires time investment as the first requirement. And then let's say you aren't the most hilarious or best at a game or can be there right there when a game comes out and do the new value, then you can create challenges for yourself to overcome and you can teach people about that game relentlessly. And if you do those things in combination with investing your time, you will climb to the top. But keep in mind, and I'm not gonna lie to you, because I've coached a lot of Twitch streamers, I've coached a lot of Mixer streamer, or a lot of just streamers in general, Twitch is a grind. Twitch is cutthroat. Twitch is a hierarchy. Twitch is not easy at all. I'm not gonna lie, okay? I hope that answered your question. I was trying to give you a more complete answer, but generally speaking, that's how you're going to succeed on Twitch, Mixer, YouTube, or any other streaming platform, is by providing all of that additional value, okay? Does that make sense to you guys? Did that ring true for you guys? Let me know what you think. But I think that having coached so many people on streaming strategies, these are the truths that have come out from me over the last 9 years, watching Justin TV and Ustream and MLG and YouTube Gaming. I was there at the launch of YouTube Gaming and I've worked with YouTube on that platform. These are the kind of like truths that still hold true with a platform like Twitch that has terrible content discovery. It has embarrassing content discovery. It is just a grindy hierarchy. Okay? How to grow on Twitch in a 7-minute explanation complete. And if you guys are not already following me on YouTube, on Twitch, Mixer, etc., and Periscope, I'm streaming on all of those Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, so be sure to follow me there. And if you guys haven't already, obviously Twitter is going to be the best avenue to follow me. Here's my tweet of the stream. This is the last time I'll plug the tweet of the stream. Feel free to like or share or comment, or just follow this link to follow me on Twitter, because I'm doing regular helping of creators, etc. Okay, so here we freaking go. It's time for Late Sleeper, someone who streams on Twitch, someone who's producing content on YouTube, someone who has esports aspirations. It's time to give him a legendary channel review, something that you guys can learn a lot from. And feel free to ask your questions during this legendary channel review. I am happy to help you guys as well. But this is somebody who just became my patron recently. It's time to give you that legendary channel review. All of you guys that stream, all of you guys that are trying to climb the ladder, listen to what I have to say to this man about his channel, because I bet that a lot of you guys are undergoing similar challenges that you're trying to overcome, and you can learn from this. Let me know how the frame rate is, by the way. On my preview over here, it's looking a little choppy, even though I have 50% CPU usage, and I'm like doing karate moves. Is it smooth for you? Is the movement smooth with the camera? Is the music good? Let me know. I'm always seeking stream perfection, okay? Let's take a sip of coffee, cheers to you guys, and then let's get into Late Sleeper's channel review. I'm gonna try to pack this thing into 20 minutes here. I've got a lot of feedback for you, Late Sleeper, so this is gonna be epic. This is gonna be freaking gangster. He's ready, yes sir, he's ready to do it. Late Sleeper's fired up. Spooby's here, Echo's here, the whole gang here is Clash Bashing is here. Using hashtag value in chat. Let's make hashtag value trend in chat. Hey, Reggie Set Go, it's good to see you on YouTube. What's up, Awall? It's been a long time since you dropped by my live stream, got busy, but you still watch my content. Thank you, Reggie Set Go, I appreciate that. All right, here we freaking go. All right, let's close Twitch out here. All right, Late Sleeper is somebody who's really cool. Well, he's a total nerd bucket, but he's really cool in my opinion, as a gamer and creator myself. Late Sleeper, here, let's do your channel review. Begin. Late Sleeper's channel is one that is based on a love of mobile gaming, also just a love of travel and life. And this man supposedly, I haven't actually seen the footage to prove it or the pictures to prove it, works on helicopters as well. I don't know precisely what the helicopters element is, but I have some branding suggestions related to that. And Late Sleeper is a YouTuber and a streamer, having accomplished acquiring 1,200 followers on Twitch, which is great, good job, and on YouTube, 1,800 subscribers. However, he's looking to grow, he's looking to make more revenue, he's looking to break into esports perhaps a bit more and to be more successful as a creator and streamer. Currently getting 231 subscribers per month. Not a bad subscriber acquisition rate, and the views are a little bit lower, under 10K right here, but we are going to address that. I actually have something for you that'll take not that much time that can really boost that number for you, okay? But over time, there have been months where 12,000 views per month were happening, 9,000 views per month were happening over time, but no moments where the strategy really exploded. So I think that we need to create a strategy for Late Sleeper that can help really blow up your avenues based on what you're already doing and what you already love. Relia's watching this from the DMV. Oh, gotta get that learning wherever possible. Man, I'm sorry that you're at the DMV. Sorry to hear that. So here's the deal, Late Sleeper. Late Sleeper has the appeal, and let me just play some of Late Sleeper's content here for you. He has the appeal of being a really genuine guy. He is a little bit older, I would say, than the average creator, which I think gives him a unique feel, a more mature feel, and a feel that will give him an appeal to an older audience, that 30+ viewer. And that's something unique that you can play up, actually. So let's talk about your branding first, and then we're going to dive into your content, as well as you actually have some copyright issues that I want to talk about as well. So first things first, on your channel, because you have this sort of military or tough guy or everyman kind of appeal as an everyday guy, I like the military element of your avatar right over here. I think that it really fits with who you really are and what your tone is. I like that. It kind of has that kind of rougher feel. You've got the 3 stars underneath, and I feel that it effectively communicates that military element, that helicopters thing that you have going on, the being on the road kind of everyman appeal that you have as a personality. So that really works. The military element really works. However, you need a banner on your channel and that communicates, and I don't see the banner here. It isn't popping up for me. You need a banner that communicates what you're all about on your channel. I think it's really important. And if fixing helicopters is something that you do in your life, that's something incredibly cool. So I think that that's a missed opportunity in your banner to communicate that you work on helicopters. Like, you should have badass looking helicopters in your banner up here, and it should be a combination of that element of your life, working on helicopters, being associated with military or military. I don't know if you're actually in the military, tell me in chat, but being associated with the military is a huge part of who you are and kind of your persona, I think, that you can build on the internet. Where's that banner? You need to create it. And it's just something that's really, really important. So that military factor, that helicopter factor, needs to be in the banner. But I would also go as far as to suggest, because you work on helicopters, and that's super, super cool, to potentially incorporate a helicopter into your logo itself. It just says L8 Sleeper here. That's cool. We already know that your name is L8 Sleeper, Late Sleeper. That's the name of your channel. It's already right here. So why are you repeating Late Sleeper in your avatar when we already know the name of your channel is Late Sleeper, because the name is right there? So potentially look at talking to a designer. Maybe Echo has a designer for you. Maybe I could recommend a designer for you. I'll go ahead and link one in chat right now, who could potentially create a logo for you that incorporates a helicopter, okay? Potentially using L8, the L8 element of your brand, and incorporating that maybe into the shape of a helicopter, okay? So let me go ahead and link you a designer in chat right now. You can consider them for an avatar design, a banner design, a chibi design, emotes design. This is the designer I'm regularly recommending. This is her regular art here. She's got her commission sheets if you want to check her out. She does all of our graphics for TGN, and I've worked with her for years. She is super duper, super legit. Consider the reason why I'm recommending her is that she does custom from scratch drawings. She could potentially do a caricature of you. You are 10 years active, 15 years as a contractor. You're 45, got it. You potentially a caricature of you with a more military branding, or potentially of a helicopter, something like that. A custom from scratch drawing that encapsulates who you are as a person. I think that that would go a long way, as opposed to what you have right now, which is late. It just says Late Sleeper. We already see Late Sleeper right here. So your avatar is really providing 0 extra value, other than it looks military-y. So let me know what you guys think in chat. I'm, welcoming feedback from chat. What do you guys think of his branding? Post it in chat here. I'm listening on Facebook, Twitter, Mixer, Twitch, YouTube, all of those chats. Let me know what you think of his branding and what you think he could do to improve, because this is something that it's only one man's opinion over here, and I am not like the most a competent graphic designer myself, but I have assessed a lot of branding for a lot of creators. So let me know what you guys think of that. But I think that that is something that pulls from who you really are, what your life is really about, and emphasizing that kind of custom element. The helicopter element, the military element, and incorporating that more into an avatar and banner would strengthen your brand in a significant way. You like the old-fashioned avatar. It's fashioned after the US Army avatar. Got it. So that's why you like that avatar. That's cool. If there's a story behind that and there's a real reason why your avatar is fashioned like that, that's fine with me. That's cool. So that was my initial feedback when I read that you do this work on helicopters in your military. I'm like, why isn't that avatar a freaking helicopter? It would make you stand out from a lot of other people. Okay, let's move on to your content and what feedback I can give you on your content. And everybody else can kind of learn from a lot of what I'm talking about here as well. So with your content, like I talked about earlier, you've got this sort of older fashioned sort of feel, and I'm not trying to insult you for your age. I'm 34 myself, you're 45. We are way older than the average gamer on YouTube and on Twitch, right? So you like seeing the emblem and his name, says Spooby. There you go. So perhaps the community likes your avatar. Don't have to take my feedback. Perhaps just make a custom banner with a custom drawing. That is up to you. But I like your classic broadcaster feel. Because you're older and like me, you kind of grew up with radio and TV personalities, the way you talk into the mic reminds me of an old-timey broadcaster. Not old-timey, but like old media broadcaster. I like that. I think that you could play that up even a little bit more in the way that you deliver as a host. And so I think continue to do that. Continue to have a more measured delivery. That's what I do when I talk. I tend to have that same cadence, and you tend to have the same cadence as a radio broadcaster because you and I grew up listening to those. So like right now, I start every sentence and then I drop down at the end, like a radio broadcaster or television broadcaster typically does. That's my cadence. But when you listen to the kids these days, people that are much younger than us, that are like, in that 15 to 25 range, they don't necessarily talk like you and I. So continuing to play that up and to maybe focus on having that more broadcaster feel in the way that you deliver all of your dialogue during the streams, I think would give you even more of a stronger branding as like that old timer, as that more mature streamer that's going to appeal to the 30-pluser viewers out there, and it's going to give you more of a unique feel and tie into that military everyman relatable effect. And not to mention, if you can attract more viewers from a branding and content standpoint that are 30 plus, people that are 30 plus have more money. And so they'll be able to subscribe more, to tip more, and to support you financially more. And so that type of appeal, I think you should play that up and you should integrate that more. If it feels natural when you deliver as more of like a classic broadcaster. I like your entertaining quips as you're broadcasting. I'm not going to play your audio because it's chock full of copyright music. We'll talk about that in a moment. But one thing that you can do, and this goes for everybody else. So the type of content that he's doing here is broadcasting on top of tournament gameplay. So anybody who broadcasts on top of gameplay or is trying to detail what's happening in gameplay, you need to do a better job, Late Sleeper, in keeping your audience abreast of what's happening in the action and the implications of each match. That's one of the critical things that esports broadcasters do that helps everyone understand what's going on. And a lot of the time you're doing a good job of talking about what's happening in the action here, but once the match is complete, I really don't understand what's happening overall in the tournament. What were the implications of that match? What's going to happen next? Who are the key players? What are the overarching concepts that I need to understand related to Clan A and Clan B? The strategies of Team 1 versus Team 2. What are the overarching things that can really stimulate my mind in between the actual gameplay? Amazing esports broadcasters are able to bring the audience in on those overarching strategies, on those high-level implications, on those high-level what is this going to mean for the outcome of the tournament? What does this mean in terms of their overarching strategy? What are they going to do for the next match, etc.? Those kinds of higher-level concepts, if you can focus more on those and incorporating those more into your esports commentary, then you can take your commentary from a tactical level, which is where it's at right now, to a strategic level, which is where high-level esports broadcasters shine, and it sets an amateur esports broadcaster apart from a professional esports broadcaster. Amateur esports broadcasters focus on tactics. Professional esports broadcasters focus on strategy, okay? Keep that in mind. I've done about 250 professional esports broadcasts myself, and I've also coached and worked with pro esports casters that have gone way beyond the level that I have done broadcasting. And I'm telling you, the sooner you can get out of the tactical level and move up to the strategic level, the sooner you will be way ahead of the pack in terms of the value that you're bringing as a broadcaster, okay? Really, really important for everybody who's doing gameplay commentary, tactical, and almost anybody who knows a game decently well can do tactical, but somebody who's really focusing on their craft can move it up to strategic. Okay? All right. The other part that I want to comment on is your webcam. It needs improvement. It looks like it's got a lower frame rate. It's a bit blurry. And as a broadcaster and somebody who's wanting to focus on esports, I think it's really important that we can see your face more clearly. So I think this is a hardware issue. So what I would recommend is that you either go with the Logitech 920. I don't know if you already have a 920. If so, you need to work on your settings to increase the quality, but consider a C920 webcam, a C920 webcam, or if you want to spend a bit more to get the webcam I have to get kind of this level of crispiness and quality, consider looking at a Logitech Brio 4K, which will more future-proof your webcam. But consider the Brio as well. I'll link both of those options to you. The Brio is 3 times more expensive than the 920, but right now you looking blurry. If you're looking to be that pro esports broadcaster or have more of that pro esports feel, you're going to need more of a professional camera to communicate that through your content, okay? You just look blurry to me here. And the frame rate looks low. It looks like a 10 to 15 frame rate. These cameras will guarantee, at least like you see with me right now, this camera can go up to 30 crispy, a crispy 30 on HD, and this camera can actually go up to a crispy 30 in 4K. You're using a piece of junk. At the very least, invest in a C920 webcam. It'll significantly increase your quality. I think that your audio is fine where it's at, and also the quality of your voice is so good that I think that you're fine with your current audio setup, okay? So that would be a recommended investment there from a production standpoint, okay? All right, let's also consider for your live streams using a Streamlabs potentially template, or some elements of a Streamlabs template like the template I'm using. Here, it's a little bit sloppy, Joe, but Streamlabs would give you the opportunity to have a webcam overlay that looks pro and some ways to kind of frame your footage and your chat and your notifications in a way that would upgrade your quality instantly by using Streamlabs' templates. You wouldn't have to necessarily... Streamlabs OBS is what I'm talking about. You wouldn't have to necessarily get a designer to create those for you, and these templates are constantly being updated in Streamlabs, where you can kind of go from this kind of homemade feel that you have on your stream. It's effective, it's homemade looking though, and if you did something, if you used something like Streamlabs OBS, you would go straight from a homemade kind of feel like you have on your stream overlays right now to a mid-tier feel instantly, just with a few hours of using templates. These boxes that you have here, like you should have a professional outline around your webcam. That should be there. The chat looks a little sloppy, Joe, and it doesn't look framed correctly down here. And your notifications that pop up and what have you could get a little crispier and a little bit more professional by using Streamlabs OBS's templates. What are my thoughts on the Logitech 922 webcam? All right, let me, I'll take a quick hiatus here to talk about webcams. All right, here's the deal with webcams, my friends. Let me pull up the C920, and I'll just give you guys the quick rundown on webcams. All right, the C920 is basically the exact same hardware as the C922X Pro Stream. What you're paying for when you pay an extra $30 to upgrade to the C22X, or I'm sorry, the 922X Pro Stream versus the 920, which is only $50, is you're paying for software. And you're paying for the background replacement that it provides you. The lensing is identical, basically. The quality is identical. The build is nearly identical. The C922 is just branded so that it can take more of your money. The C922 is a complete ripoff of a camera. You will get essentially the exact same quality for $30 less with the C920. If you want to upgrade from the C920 webcam, which I have on top of my computer right next to my Brio, you should upgrade to the Logitech Brio if you want to significantly upgrade your quality in terms of your webcam. I made an entire video about this on my channel. I will link it to you guys right now, talking about webcams, talking about how to best spend your money with webcams. So let me go ahead and grab that video for you. And I break down all of the different elements of that right here and the accessories. Here's my webcam video. I'll link it to you guys in chat. Do not get lured in by premium webcams like the 922 and the like Razer one that has a freaking light on the top. They are rip-offs. You are paying for branding, you're not paying for performance. Do not be ripped off by those products. Here's a question from Relia. Is it necessary to add chat to a live stream? It's added automatically in YouTube history. Relia, it is not necessary to add chat to your live stream. It's up to you. It's a preference as a creator. If you're looking to fill up more real estate on the screen, or you're looking to reference specific comments like I do, it actually plays into my content when I do my content. If you aren't referencing those comments and pointing to them and really making it a part of your content itself, by me pointing right there at those comments, then you shouldn't put chat on the screen, in my opinion. If it's not a piece of your content, if it's not enhancing the value that you're providing your audience or making it more engaging by having it there and talking about it and pointing to it visually, then there's no reason to put chat on the screen, in my opinion. All right, great. So here's the content strategy you should be using, late sleeper. Are you ready? Gosh, I ranted way too long already about your channel. I didn't even get to most of my main points. Okay, here's the strategy for you, late sleeper, for you to blow the hell up on YouTube and Twitch. Number one, here's what you do. Go ahead and continue to broadcast tournaments like you are right now. And make sure that you're broadcasting those tournaments in a way that is watchable as a video later. After you do like a 3-hour broadcast like this, chop up that live stream into individual videos and release each one of those individual matches from your live stream on your channel as videos. And when you release each of those individual matches, what should be in your thumbnails and in your titles on your channel is saying something like, this was a close match, or here's a match where they're using a certain strategy, or here's a match when they were using a certain type of unit, or here's a specific defensive tactic that was used, or here's a specific offensive tactic that was used. And that tactic, that character, that element of it being a close match, etc., should be your thumbnail and should be your title. All right? So that's the strategy. Live stream tournaments, then chop up each of those tournaments into clips and release each one of those clips as a video on your channel. Put together a thumbnail and a title that communicate what was interesting about that match, what interesting element you were teaching, or the crazy close match that happened, etc. And that should be your titles and your thumbnails on your channel. If you do that, your channel will blow up. You will be getting hundreds of thousands of views per month within 3 months, I guarantee it. You'll be getting a significant amount more content on your channel, and that content will be communicating more clear value to your audience as to why they should watch. Why? Because this is a match where somebody used such and such character really well. This is a match where it was extremely close. This is a match where they used such and such pro tactic, etc. As opposed to the value that you're showing right here, new game tryout. I don't understand what that is. What's the value of that? Why should I watch that at all? Why should I click that? It doesn't make any sense. But if you chop out these individual matches and you talk about why the match is interesting and what value that match can provide a viewer, You'll get more clicks, you'll get better audience retention, and you'll get more views. Not to mention, you'll be able to hit more search terms related to Clash of Clans and the certain units and strategies and etc. related to the game, okay? So that live stream to clips strategy will help you significantly grow your channel. Also, it will help people discover you as an esports commentator. If somebody wants to see what your style is like, you can link them some of your videos where they can just quickly watch a match on your channel rather than having to watch a 3-hour live stream. So that'll also help you with your esports ambitions, okay? That is my recommended content strategy for you, and it doesn't require that you create more content. It just requires that you chop up your live streams, repackage them, and redistribute them on YouTube in a way that'll generate clicks and in a way that will have better audience retention. Yes, you need to make better custom thumbnails, but by using your, yes, Light Sleeper, you need to do that. But what I'm saying is if you can cut each match up, you don't have to like, with a stream, it's difficult to come up with what the value of that stream is going to be ahead of time, right? So for your streams, you can say it's this team versus this team, and they're one of the top teams out there. That's fine. That can be your stream thumbnail and title. But each match, it's way more clear what the value of that match is for your thumbnail and for your title, and it's way easier to make thumbnails and titles that are effective when you chop it up into matches, man. Okay? Seriously, if you do that content strategy, your channel will blow up. You'll be discovered way more effectively. You'll be getting more live viewership and more views, okay? Spooby's willing to help you with that. That's the strategy for you. I've seen esports commentators do this regularly, and it is very effective. Roman, it's great to see you on Periscope chat. All right, here is the last point for you, Late Sleeper. And it sounds like you're already aware of it. I'm not playing the audio on your stream because you're playing popular rock music as your background music on your streams. I'm sure you know some of the reasons why that's bad, and you need to stop doing that. Everybody that's watching right now, if you only pay attention to one thing I tell you about Twitch streaming and live streaming and music ever, listen to this. There is going to be a major crackdown internet-wide, platform by platform. It's already begun on YouTube. It's already deep on YouTube. That will destroy people that use copyright music regularly. Twitch is rampant right now with copyright music. I'd say the majority of the content on Twitch is just riddled with copyright violations. There is going to be a reckoning on Twitch. There is going to be a reckoning on Mixer. There's already beginning to be a reckoning on Twitter, on Facebook, etc. With people that play popular music and music that they do not have the rights to, they are going to get wrecked. They are going to get destroyed. They are going to potentially lose their channel outright. You think Twitch is gonna back you up when major rights holders to music come in here, the Universals of the world, the Warner Brothers of the world, these major labels that have huge legal teams? Guess what Twitch is gonna do? These teams come in and they say, look, 1,000 channels on Twitch are violating copyright. We want them removed immediately. Guess what Twitch is gonna do? Bye. Done, you're gone. You're off Twitch permanently with that channel. Start from scratch. That's what's gonna happen. That is the risk that you take when you use pop music that has massive legal teams behind them and you play that on your live stream. You are gone. It's going to happen. Just wait. There's going to be an apocalypse that happens on Twitch with copyright music. Streams are going to drop. People are going to drop. They're going to be gone, gone, gone. They're just going to instantly vaporize. Because the decision for Twitch or for Mixer or for Twitter or for Facebook or any of these platforms is save these individual channels that are a relatively small part of our business or get sued for $100 million. What do you think they're gonna pick, man? You think they're gonna save you? Or are they gonna save $100 million? You are gone. So, I'm not trying to just scare you guys or try to be like crazy and make you think, you know, oh God, it's all over. What I'm telling you is today, go ahead and license music. Here's one option. I'll link it in chat right now. Epidemic Sound. License music. Make sure you have a legal agreement. I just posted it in chat. Epidemic Sound is right up there. Make sure you have a legal agreement that ensures that you have the right to the music that you're streaming and that's in your videos. Just because you don't save the VODs or the archives of your streams doesn't mean you're not liable legally. Okay? Just because you're live doesn't mean you're protected. All right? You're putting yourself at risk. You're putting yourself at legal risk. Stop. Now, Late Sleeper, I'm using you as an example to tell everyone else this cautionary tale. So there you go. Tom Nash is in chat. Tom Nash, go to bed. Tom Nash is sick. You should not be in my chat right now. Go to bed, Tom Nash. You're not gonna lie, you're interested to see how Twitch cracks down? Twitch is going to crack down when they get cracked down on. As soon as their lawyers have multi-$10 million, $1 million, $10 million, $100 million lawsuits on the table, you better believe that there's going to be a music apocalypse on Twitch. It just is going to happen. YouTube is years ahead of Twitch and these other platforms with its asset ID system, with its COs, with its content ID, with the rights management, with companies like the one that I work for, Broadband TV, that helps companies manage their inventory on the internet and helps them stay legal and helps them manage their rights to their content. YouTube's legit. YouTube is super legit when it comes to music. It's the wild freaking west on these other platforms, and guess what? It's gonna be a reckoning, man, and it's gonna be gross. And people that play pop music, play Britney Spears, play major pop acts, see? When they play major pop music in their streams, you're gone. You're struck and you're dead. Like that. You're putting yourself at risk, so stop putting yourself at risk, okay? Late Sleeper, protect yourself, man. You're smart enough to know that that is going to be a bad idea in the long run, and so are the rest of you, okay? So just because other people are just because other people are doing it, just because other people are playing copyright music in their stream, doesn't mean that you're allowed to do it somehow, or that you'll somehow be protected. Guess what? No one is going to protect you. The only person that's going to protect you should be yourself, okay? Don't play around with legal and don't play around with music companies. It's serious business, okay? So that channel review complete. Late Sleeper, that was like a 30-minute review, but I had a lot to tell you. So hopefully, leave Britney alone. The Twitch IP crisis is a ticking time bomb, says Tom Nash. Yes, it is. It is a ticking time bomb. Twitch is just ripe to explode. It's just chocked full of millions and millions and millions of hours of music that those creators and Twitch does not have the rights to. I love Twitch. I think it's a wonderful platform. I love Twitch streamers, but the bottom line is you guys all need to protect yourselves and clean yourselves up so that Twitch doesn't have to clean you up, okay? All right. And there's one other question here from Relia. Relia, I'm gonna go ahead and answer that question in the next live stream. Unfortunately, I ran into overtime today with this channel review for Late Sleeper because I really wanted to get deep into that value. I'll protect you, Dad. That's a spoopy. That's awesome. I'll get at your question. He was asking, what are the advantages for smaller YouTubers over large channels? Relia, I'll tackle that one on Monday, okay? So I want to thank all of you guys for joining me on the stream today. This hour flew by. And remember what we talked about on the stream today in terms of collaboration. Okay, let's review the lesson of the day. And the lesson of the day with collaboration is, and let me pull up the tweet here. The lesson of the day in terms of collaboration is find good creators to collaborate with on Twitter, on YouTube, and on Reddit using the avenues I told you. Search for the topic that you're interested in and then build a relationship organically with those creators. Don't just punch in there with the sales pitch. It's not going to work. The next part is create regular programming and a strategy to regularly collaborate so that you can incorporate people into something that you're already doing. So if you're going to invest all that time upfront into planning a collaboration, make sure you can repeat it afterwards. It's really, really important. And the other part is you're worried about whether that collaboration is going to generate traction for you. Don't worry. If you create collaboration opportunities that you can repeat on a regular basis, then you don't have to worry about whether it's going to grow your channel or not. You can just continue to do it because you're taking lower risk by doing something regularly that does not take a lot of extra time. That's how you mitigate risk as to whether a collaboration opportunity is going to grow you or not, okay? So those are some of the collaboration lessons that we learned today. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a fantastic weekend. Create some kick-ass content. I've got to do another coaching call right after this one. That's why I have to end the stream. So thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to go coach another creator one-on-one. And if you guys are interested in becoming my patrons, I would love to have you. I would love to do legendary channel reviews for you as well. Feel free to enroll for coaching on Patreon. Here it is. I'm linking it in all of my chats right now. I've got a $5 tier, I've got a $25 tier, and I've got a $150 tier, depending on the level of support that you're looking for and how in-depth you want me to go on your channel. The $5 tier, I'll give you advice. We'll hop on Discord and I'll help you out. The $25 tier, I do legendary channel reviews. You get priority access on my streams, and I answer your questions more in depth through direct messages. And then my $150 tier is one-on-one coaching, where I can go deep into your online business and to help you out. Link in chat to that and in the description on YouTube if you're interested in having someone like me help you more personally. Late Sleeper, you're gonna crush it. SGL, it was great to see you. Relia, thank you for being here. Good luck at the DMV. Tom Nash, go to bed and take some vitamin C. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. And remember, leave Brittany alone. Adios, amigos. See you on Monday at 10 a.m. for the next live stream.